I'm gonna be 100 with you, man. When you're locked up, man, your mind knows how to go and go and go and go and go and go and make it to where your thing won't go down for nothing. And if you happen to come across a female or a magazine that got a baby in there, you know what I'm saying, and she look like, you know, she the one, you know, you can't help but to, you know, go all the way with it, you know? But for this video here, man, I'm going to be talking about how two inmates, a female and a male, down here in Florida recently just hit the news and came out how they had a baby while they were both locked up. And check this out. They ain't even touch each other.
Dom the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step two, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K-Fraud TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel, man. Today I'm going to be talking about how a male and a female inmate that never even touched each other ended up having a baby, which is called the miracle baby, down here in the state of Florida. Alright, now, I will let y'all know firsthand, when you were locked up, you know, there's multiple ways, you know, to have a baby with somebody, all right? Literally, like, you can have your old lady on the streets, you know, come in, you know, Vizzo, mop closet, get her prego. You know, you can have them female guards, get her prego. You could actually be working DOT outside the gate all day long and then come back to prison, you know what I'm saying? There's ways around, you know, to where people have babies, you know. And one of the craziest things that I seen while I was locked up when it came to somebody, you know, getting someone pregnant was we had somebody that worked inside of the visitation park at the institution I was at. For those that don't know, the visitation park is where you go see your family when they're there to see you for Vizzo. You know, we call it the VP, but it really stands for the visitation park. And usually have inmates that work in there like an orderly, that'll be the ones that take the pictures of you with your family, or they work the canteen window that's in there inside the VP. And institution I was at, this one inmate that worked inside the VP, he was also the cameraman, you know, etc. He actually had like 4 or 5 kids, you know, and he had been in there about 15, 20 years. So, you know, people don't really catch on to it, but when you're an inmate, you kind of like, you know the game, you know how it goes, word travels and stuff. And he ended up getting her prego throughout his entire bid. You know, she rode with him, he blew her ass up. Rode a little longer, blew her ass up again, blew her ass up again, you know. So there's ways to do it. You know, I've seen female guards get pregnant by inmates. You know what I'm saying? One of my dogs, you feel me, actually got put in confinement while I was in prison due to the fact that he worked outside the gate on DOT and he was cramming a female. And then him and her got in an argument. So she called the prison and said he had a cell phone. They ran in our dorm and took my dog, put him under investigation and shit for a cell phone that he didn't even get caught with. All because he was hitting a female while working outside the gate during the day. See, so there's ways of, you know, maneuvering to where you can, you know, get in where you fit in and have a baby. But for some reason, this right here, this story is different, you know, and I wanted to talk about it, especially because it took place down here in Florida. Now, this couple right here, you know, both of them were locked up. Still are locked up. Both in there facing murders. They're allegedly both murderers. You know, they're in there facing time, you know, trying to, you know, beat their case, whatever, you know, it may be. And while they're locked up, the female and the male are talking on the vent. For those that don't know, inside of prison, the vents are a very, very major key of communication, you know. If you're trying to talk to someone on the cell above you, cell, you know, below you, next door, you know, and the vents kind of go through everywhere. So, like, you could be talking to someone 8, 7 cells down, you know, and you yell on that vent, and depending on how the line is of the vent, how the combinations are of where it goes, you could possibly speak to somebody way over there on the other side of the dorm, you know. But you got to be careful when you're in a cell, you know, talking to your bunkie and shit, you know, talking about things that are personal, because that vent is like an extra set of ears. So you could be sitting there talking about somebody that you ran up on and stabbed that was affiliated at another institution, etc., yada yada yada. And person on the other side of the vent can be like, man, hold on, I just heard bro in there stab one of my brothers. So now when we get out, I'm finna stab his ass, you see? And then you got somebody on you back all because you were talking and didn't really pay attention. You know, that vent is always listening. You know what I'm saying? So the guy and the girl, both in there for murder, like I said, never met each other before. They were talking to each other through the vent. And I'll make sure I post the link, you know, in the description of the video. And they were talking to each other through the vent and getting to know each other, you know, after a while being in there so long. You know, you're alone, you know, you're lonely, you know, everybody that gives you the time of day feels like the one. So as they were talking about it and everything, they both were communicating and came upon where, you know, he said he wished he could have had a child. You know, he always wanted a kid. So they came up with the master plan. And it actually worked that for the next few, you know, for like a week, 5 days is like straight, 5 times a day, he was putting his semen, wrapping it up in saran wrap and fishing it to her. All right. So let me back up a little bit to the fishing part. I did a video before on how people fish inside a prison. You basically take the thread off of your uniform, off of a sheet, off of a towel, tie it all together, you know, put something heavy on the end like your weight, which is that's your car, and you know, you can kind of like get from room to room. Well, he ended up getting from his vent down to her vent, and I guess it was like right below her. So once he slung it down there and he got it and she ended up pulling it through, now it's like a little conveyor belt if you think about it. You just make sure that vent never, you know, comes apart, you know, that it's just always connected, and you got your little conveyor belt. Makes it a lot easier like that, you know. And he was actually fishing her, his semen, like 5 times a day for like a week straight. And she was taking a UTI, you know, it's like a little syringe thing. It was like, it looked like a turkey baster. And she was taking the little things that they give them females in there. And she was injecting in herself, like putting it all the way up in her and putting his semen inside of her. I don't know if they really thought it was going to happen or if they, you know, was just hoping it would happen. Next thing you know, she's pregnant. She's having a baby. The family on the streets is wondering, damn, how's she pregnant in there? She's been in there for this long. How does our family member come up pregnant? They finally hit the news, you know, and they both told their stories. You know, they're not even in the same jail no more, waiting trial. They're like separated in different places. But just due to the simple fact of how it happened, you know, in my mind, you know, I always heard when I was younger that semen hitting the air, you know, kills whatever it is. You feel me? That's what I always heard when I was younger. Don't know how true it is or not. You know what I'm saying? But as many kids I got, I know my motherfucking, my shit potent and hitting, you know? But for them to, you know, you got to think of the steps it took. You know, for him to do what he did, to get it where he got it, to wrap it how he wrapped it, to tie it to where he tied it, to fish it to where he fished it, to her getting it where she got it, to putting it where she put it. You see what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, she's pregnant. You see? And I'm pretty sure at the time, the jail, you know, a lot of them probably ran down on a ton of the guards, you know, because here you got a female inmate getting pregnant that's been in jail for some time now, that's been down for a while. So she had to like been having sex with a guard. That's the first thing you're gonna think. You know, you're not even thinking, you know, any other inmate. You know, as far as like when it comes to the officers, you're thinking it's for sure a guard because the females are always kept separate from the men. You see? And they ended up, you know, having a baby. The baby's been born for a few months. Her family takes care of it while she's in there, and they're both still in there fighting their cases. Once I seen this hit the news and them talking about it, it blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be real with you. I found it cool and found it interesting. Because at the end of the day, you know, yeah, they brought something into the world that neither one of them are gonna possibly, you know, knock on wood, you know, they're not gonna be here to take care of the kid, you feel me? But they did leave a legacy behind, you know, and who knows what the future holds? Who knows who will be innocent, who will be guilty? And wherever they go, you know, it's possible to, you know, have another baby, you know, not amongst them, but with someone else. You know, at that point, she might as well bust that thing open everywhere she goes. Impregnate me, impregnate me, impregnate me, and just start dropping them things. So she has a whole football team. See what I'm saying? If she wanted one that bad, you know, it's more easier for a woman than it is a man, because in all reality, and the way the world is these days, is women fuck who they want, men fuck who they can. You see? So it's like a dude can walk inside of a bar and be like, I'm gonna try to fuck something tonight. You see what I'm saying? And that's his goal, to go in there and try to hit. A female can be like, I'm getting fucked tonight, and walk in there and she can go home with somebody. Even if it's the bottom of the barrel, the fucking dude that wipes the tables down, or the dude that throws the trash out, you know, regardless. She can guarantee complete that mission. Compared to a guy, you gotta kind of like, zzz, you know, you gotta go fishing. You feel me? So I feel like if she really wanted to have a baby, she could always have more later on down the line. The dude, you know, not saying he never will. He could, but it's gonna be a little more mission for him. You see? And as much as you see female guards, you know, sleeping with inmates, or as much as you see the male guards sleeping with female inmates, or inmates hitting their old lady, or homegirls coming through, you know, them conjugal visits, whatever it is, you could get someone pregnant. But to do it by putting your semen inside of saran wrap, sticking it in a vent, and fishing it down into another room, and for a girl to take a UTI syringe thing and stick it in her to, you know, get pregnant, and for that to happen, that is a miracle. That's how I look at it. So I wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk to y'all about that and share my opinion and how I feel about it. Like I said, it ain't smart to bring a child into the world when you definitely ain't got your own 2, you know, feet planted to take care of yourself. So you definitely can't take care of a child. But it is a cool situation the way it happened, you know. And at least the kid ain't got, you know, ain't got no mom and dad right around right now. But at least they got their family. So apparently the mother's family and the dad's family visit, the, you know, the dad's family goes and visits the kid that lives with the mother's family. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a weird little, you know, but at the same time, it is a cool thing, you know. And just look how it's never really been heard of before. You know, people ain't talking about it all the time. You know, people getting pregnant by semen going through a vent. You see? So it's kind of like a cool situation. You know, now if you were locked up somewhere and you seen something else cooler than this, drop it in the comment section. If you seen a female literally slip and fall and stand up pregnant, talk about it. I want to know. You feel me? If you've got a crazier story about some inmates doing something like this to get someone pregnant, I want to know about it. Because I feel like when you're locked up, your hands are tied. Literally. Your hands are tied. You feel me? And you're only entitled to be able to do so much, you know. So when you're able to do that, it's like, I could just only imagine how he feels. You know, he feels like, yeah, they thought, you know what I'm saying, they thought that, you know, like I wasn't going, you feel me, leave a legacy behind her. You know, his dumb ass probably feels good about it, but in all reality, it's like you beat the system some type of way, you know. And that's the drive, that's the rush that a lot of people crave and really need. You know, they feel like regardless what they're going through, as long as they win somewhere, they'll feel good enough to continue to keep fighting and go on with their day. See what I'm saying? And I know at the end of the day, by him doing that, he's got to feel good. Anybody would. Ask yourself, if you was in there right now with a body and you're facing all this time, don't know if you're going to go home or not. It's literally like you're playing dice, you know, and you had the chance for a female to take your shit and put it inside of her, and y'all never met other than talking to each other through the damn thing and probably fishing pictures up there and stuff, you know. But if you had the chance for her to do it, would you do it? I'm gonna be real, I'd do it. And let me make this clear, you know, I got standards, you feel me? I don't just hit anybody. Me, I got standards, you know, because I never wanted to get stuck with like the most hideous streetwalker, you know, the most ratchetest like female from the neighborhood, and everybody be like, fraud, blew her up out of everybody. No, you see what I'm saying? So I got standards, you feel me? So it'd be a tough one, you know, for You know, I'm better off not even knowing what you look like. You ain't even got to send me no pictures up here, baby. Just put that shit in you. You know, because if not, I'm going to be like, damn, man, people going to be, I got a couple bad baby mamas and I got this one right here, dog. You feel me? Even though I did like some pimp shit by, you know, getting her pregnant from behind the wall without even touching her. You know, but at the end of the day, you'd have to explain to everybody that you didn't touch her, how she got pregnant, you know. But anybody that knows baby mama and baby daddy, they're gonna obviously off rip thank you, you know. So then it looks like, damn, he went for that. You see, so I don't even want to know what you look like, baby. As long as I know you're for real, you're a girl, you ain't no he, she talking behind that vent, you gonna have to prove something first. I ain't sending nothing down there until you prove it. You feel me? That's you know, you might as well just send me a bottom half thing, cut your head off, no face shot, you know. But I feel like that is a blessing. That's a miracle. And I'm happy for them that they were able to do that. So I wanted to come on here and I want to talk about it. I want y'all to drop in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think it was a good thing to have this kid or a bad thing to have the kid? I know it's got its pros and its cons. Some people are going to think, why would you bring a kid in this life when you ain't even got your own life left? You know, some people are going to be like, hey, you know, you left something behind for your family. You know, and you got to push your bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Their mothers are probably older. You know, the guy and the girls, their mothers are probably older. And both their children are messed up. And due to the circumstance, you left a child behind for them to raise. You know, when people get older, man, you know, they bones start acting different, you know. And the lifelines that you create is the same lifelines that keep your elderly people's lifeline going. What I mean by that is, a lot of times, them grandkids running around and stuff like that is what keeps the grandparents active, you know. And through it all, that's kind of like helping them live longer, you know what I'm saying? So them leaving that behind, you know, could be a good thing. You know, I know it's got its pros and its cons, but that's what the comment section's there for. And y'all let me know what y'all think. And like I said, I'm going to drop the link to it in the description of the video. Y'all can go check it out, read the article. And that's all I got for y'all today, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And like I always say, make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, and clout chasers out your circle. And until next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though. Cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.